You are looking live at Kyle Field in College Station, Texas, home of the famous 12th man. The unbeaten Aggies of Texas A&M host once beaten Mississippi State in a game that will shape the future of the SEC West. Pull up a chair, folks. We got a dandy on a beautiful Saturday night deep in the heart of Texas. Welcome, everybody. Along with Jesse Palmer, I'm Brent Musburger. We'll hear soon from Maria Taylor. You know, when the preseason rankings came out, these two teams were 6 and 7. This is a no-respect game.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think about that, and really shows you, I think, what people thought of and think how loaded the SEC West Division is. All Texas A&M did was return 16 starters. Kyle Allen is a second-year starting quarterback. They brought in John Chavis as a defensive coordinator, and they might have the country's defensive player of the year in Myles Garrett. Meanwhile, Mississippi State won 10 games a year ago. They're the #1 ranked team in the country for 5 straight weeks, and Dak Prescott finished 8th in the Heisman race. So their resumes are good. Now, the SEC West, there's been a lot of shakeup early this year. A lot of people thought Auburn would win the conference. They've struggled. Arkansas struggled. Texas A&M, no one gave them a shot against Arizona State. They've handled their business. And Mississippi State is a missed field goal away against LSU for maybe still being undefeated. That's why tonight's a big game, Brett, because the winner can continue to defy the odds and expectations.
Jesse, it was a terrific game in Starkville last year. They put up 79 points. Dak Prescott accounted for 5 total touchdowns, passing and running. And then his linebacker, Richie Brown, he had 3 interceptions. And Mississippi State beat Texas A&M 48-31. Down in that tunnel now, the Aggies are starting to pour out on the field. Great setting, Jesse. And what a matchup. Myles Garrett, the defensive end of Texas A&M. Dak Prescott, tremendous quarterback.
Great matchup of 2 marquee players. You start with Dak Prescott, has NFL talent. He can throw the football 70 yards. He can run the ball between the tackles. He can make you miss. And he's got that moxie, that it factor. Wants the ball in his hands with the game on the line. The guy on the right, Myles Garrett, is the best pure pass rusher in all of college football. If you were to draw up what a defensive end should look like, it'd be him. At 6'5", 260 pounds. Quick first step. He's got bend and athleticism and agility, impacts the game. What a matchup between 2 of the best players in the country at their respective positions.
And Maria's got more on Dak.
You know, Brent, these are the games that Dak Prescott returned for his senior season for. He says he remembers his last visit to College Station vividly. It was the game after he lost his mother to cancer, but he said it was heartbreaking walking away without a win. So he returns with an opportunity to avenge that loss, and he says the difference between Dak Prescott now as a senior than in past years is the fact that the game has slowed completely down, and he feels comfortable in every single situation, which is something that could really come in handy tonight against this hostile environment of Texas A&M.
All right, Maria. Here you see Dan Mullen, and he has a great relationship with his senior quarterback. Really counts on him for leadership as much as playing. On the other side, Kevin Sumlin in his 4th year here at Texas A&M, and he too has done just an outstanding job. Sumlin and the Aggies will receive the opening kickoff, and they will go on offense. And we'll get to take a look at one of the most spectacular freshmen in the country. He's the deep man for the Aggies, standing back by his own goal line. Number 3, Christian Kirk, leads the SEC in total yards. And let's see what the strategy will be on the part of Mississippi State here, with Devin Bell kicking off. Your first look at it. There's a hole. Penalty flag comes flying as Kirk returns the opening kickoff to the 25-yard line.
Correction, half the distance.
So here is
first down.
The young man, Kyle Allen. And he's done a fabulous job. Jesse is in his second year.
Yeah, he started the last 5 games last year of his true freshman season, was the MVP of their bowl game against West Virginia. His confidence has just carried over into this year. He's got really good arm talent, and he's a good runner too. You're seeing him run more often this year. With respect to the passing, he already leads the SEC with 11 touchdown passes this year.
Start from their own 9 as a result of a penalty. Trey Carson, the senior from Texarkana, Texas. Alongside, Allen rolls, fires complete. Christian Kirk is also becoming one of his favorite targets as you see the Aggie starters. And we mentioned Trey Carson. He has carried the load. Number 5, you're looking right behind him. And they will try to establish a run game with Trey carrying the way. A little bit short-handed at running back. But Carson picks up the first down on the second offensive play of the game. Coleman with the stop. And for Mississippi State, of course, all of you, especially over Mississippi way, Starkville, you remember Richie Brown. 3 interceptions, and immediately they go to the Wildcat. And Jesse, we expected to see Christian Kirk at the Cat, and here he is.
Yeah, you're going to see him lined up all over the field. He is a special talent. They want to get him as many touches as possible.
Running behind the right side. He picked his daylight pretty well.
Christian Kirk, only a true freshman, Brent, but he plays at a different speed than everybody else. He's unbelievable with the football in his hands, and he's already become their go-to receiver. And this guy's only a true freshman.
Allen back in as the quarterback. Takes the direct snap. Play fake with Carson. Downfield, wide open. Ricky Seals-Jones, and Kevin Sumlin telling us we have got to get him more involved in the offense. He's one of our big targets, and 9 makes his presence felt with a 25-yard gain. He was wide open.
And he's 6'5", Brent. He's a big target down that sideline. I thought on that throw, Kyle Allen did a nice job getting his feet set on the move to deliver an accurate ball.
4 wide, quick fire to the outside. Flash again to number 3, and that's Kirk.
Mississippi State's defense has to know where number 3 is lined up every play. First couple of non-conference games, Texas A&M just lined him up in the slot. But ever since Arkansas last week, and now that they're in conference play, Texas A&M has unleashed the true freshman, and they're lining him up all over the field.
Josh Reynolds is outside of him. Seals-Jones now goes to the right side. Kyle Allen comes back to the left side. Diving attempt by Ratley. So number 4 comes back and makes the catch at the 25-yard line.
I wasn't sure if Ratley stepped out of bounds on this before he came back in to make the play. It was a nice kind of back shoulder throw by Kyle Allen, putting it where only his guy could make the catch. Really good coverage on the play by Will Redmond.
Option look, and Allen keeps it all the way into the red zone before Jackson brings him down.
You're seeing a lot more of this year from Texas A&M in the running game. It's not just running backs getting carries, but Kyle Allen, he's got some wheels, and they use him in zone reads, and they use him in speed option to get yards.
Carson busts to the right, drives it across the 5-yard line. Will they go back to Carson? We shall see.
Nice read by Kyle Allen here. He's watching Brown come on the outside on a delayed blitz. It's a good decision to give. There's a big 235-pound running back getting north. This is a place where Mississippi State has been so good all year, Brent, in the red zone. 4 trips for Auburn last week, no touchdowns.
Carson will try it, and he stopped short. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Let's see if they feed the big fella again.
A big reason why I think Mississippi State is so tough is they've got big, long bodies in the middle of that defense. They're really hard to run at in between the tackles.
James White replaces Carson. He's a sophomore from Pearland. He's been nicked up, so he gets the okay prior to the game. And you're looking at number 20 now with Allen in the pistol formation, and here he comes, trying to reach the goal line. He could not.
They're trying to pull Caden Smith, 47, who's a big blocking tight end. And that's what I'm talking about. There's just a lot of weight in the middle of that Mississippi State defensive line. They're hard to get pushed at right in the middle. So now you got a situation where, you know, Kyle Allen's feet can be a weapon here. He's a good runner. If they decide to go zone read or move the pocket, he's athletic enough to do it himself.
3rd down and goal. White is the running back. Here he is. Allen dives and he's stopped. Terrific defense by Mississippi State. Beniquez Brown, the first to hit him.
They try to run this to the right side, Brent. No one's out here blocking Beniquez Brown or Richie Brown. That was just an easy tackle to make.
They're going on 4th down. White stays in as a running back. Allen firing, touchdown, Ricky Seals-Jones, the first to score. Kyle Allen did a terrific job of keeping this play alive.
Talking about his athleticism, he gets a lot of credit for his arm talent, but I'm telling you, his legs, his running ability is so underrated. He's not Johnny Manziel by any stretch, but he has the ability to hurt defenses, running it conventionally and scrambling and keeping plays alive.
Taylor Bertolet on for the extra point. Connor McQueen spun it beautifully, and Bertolet made it 7-0.
Beniquez Brown here on the delayed blitz, can't get home. Nice job by Allen keeping his vision downfield as he gets to the sideline. Throws a strike to Ricky Seals-Jones.
Ah, the famous yell practice last night. Fire up the 12th man. And the 12th man will be on this special team. Sam Miller will be number 12 coming down representing the student body. He breaks a record tonight for the number of games. And there is the young man. Last year he earned a scholarship. This one of the famous numbers in College Station. From the goal line, it's Holloway. Good coverage by the Aggies. And
guess who made the tackle?
It was that man down there, Miller.
Sam Miller, yeah.
All right, the 12th man.
On cue.
All right.
Good way to start the day when you break a record.
They're going to have a hard time replacing that young man, you know, because you get a youngster who's not on scholarship, but he's got to run a little bit.
Yeah,
like that.
and
Look at him.
He kind of ping-ponged off a couple people. Watch him finish the tackle. I mean,
right.
he's put that on the reel.
Good going, Sam. From San Antonio, Shumpert is the running back alongside Dak Prescott. Ashton Shumpert. First pitch is completed to Fred Ross. And Dak Prescott, the senior from Louisiana, probably the best senior quarterback in the SEC.
Yeah, he's one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country as well, Brent. Last year was the only guy in the FBS to throw for over 3,000 yards and run for over 900.
They use those quick screens to the outside basically as a running play, but this is what they really want to do. They want a running attack, and Shumpert comes through the middle for a first down. And you know, the Aggies are looking for a better run defense. John Chavis is working on that. Washington made the stop, but Mississippi State picks up the first down. Downs, Prescott tripped up at the 22-yard line as he was surveying the scene.
And I think Myles Garrett's going to get credit for this sack, even though he actually never touched Dak Prescott. He just pushes Rufus Warren, the left tackle, right back into Dak Prescott. This is a guy we're going to talk about all game long. A battle of two number 15s. Prescott versus Garrett.
Draw play all the way. And this is what Dak has not done much of this year. Big run for a first down out close to midfield. Dak Prescott's longest run of this season before Brandon Williams can bring him down, but a 26-yard run.
It opens up because of the block by Shumpert right here, his tailback. It's a block right there. That frees Prescott into the second level. And this is why he's so dangerous as a dual threat quarterback. He gets into your second level, he can make him miss.
Holloway, the running back alongside. Play action him. And Prescott fires complete to Fred Ross. What a good-looking quarterback he is.
Yeah,
He's just so calm, picks up open targets, that run. He was in control of himself.
You know, he's doing a better job this year, Brent, in progressions. This year, he's getting to third and fourth receivers, when last year it was first guy not open, second guy not open, then he's running. And that's what you expect from a guy in his 5th year in Dan Mullen's offense.
He had an open target.
Sure did.
He would have had a touchdown, but he was under, to give him, be fair with him, he was under enormous pressure.
And Gabe Myles ran right by Donovan Wilson in the slot. You're going to see right up here on the left of your screen, there's a bit of a coverage bust. The safety, looks like Armani Watts. He came down in the box as if he was supporting the run. There was nobody deep. Texas A&M lucky that ball was overthrown.
Shumpert across the 25-yard line, and this will bring up third down. Johnson making another stop for the Aggies.
Obvious passing situation. Texas A&M, in my opinion, has the best edge rush right now in the country. It's because of that guy right there, number 15, Myles Garrett. Mississippi State has to be able to help their left tackle, Rufus Warren, whether it's with tight ends or backs. Right now, it's an empty set. Nobody helping up here.
A run all the way and short of the first down. Stopped at the 20-yard line, and Cunningham. Waylon Cunningham from Chandler, Arizona, and John Chavis was very high on him.
We got a lot more depth this year, Brent, on the defensive line, both interior and exterior, and it's helped this defense. They're rotating 10 different guys in games now.
Weston Graves, he will attempt the field goal to put Mississippi State on the scoreboard. Spins it across, and good. 38-yard field goal for Graves. So it's 7-3. Meanwhile, Kirk is back in the end zone. He'll take a knee, and it'll come out on the 25-yard line, with the Aggies having marched to the game's first touchdown with their opening drive. And he puts it back in the youngster's hands, Christian Kirk.
Big challenge for Mississippi State, tackling in the open field against an offense that likes to spread you out and give their playmakers the ball in space. Defensive coordinator Manny Diaz talks about tackling the catch. No yards after the catch. It's a tall order against these kind of athletes.
Christian Kirk just brought the veteran senior Josh Reynolds in behind him. They stack it on the right. Meanwhile, Allen goes to the left and throws in underneath to Reynolds. And that was interesting because Christian Kirk brought Reynolds down in the formation close to that side. You can see number 11 as he splits out. That was Kirk who positioned him on that play, and he's just a freshman. First down at midfield. Keeping it is Kyle Allen. Jesse, just as you said, he's dangerous on the move.
He's making good decisions off the edge here. They're not blocking the edge rusher. He's just basically watching this. If he crashes down or even freezes for a moment, Kyle Allen's keeping the football. And Mississippi State right now looks a little bit stunned. They were not expecting Texas A&M to do so much damage with a running quarterback.
Wildcat again with Kirk, and Allen, the quarterback, is off to the right. There is a trick play in the game plan tonight involving Allen, but this time Kirk just keeps it right straight ahead. But keep an eye on number 10 when he goes way outside, as he was that time, and now he'll come back and be the quarterback.
What you're noticing too, Brent, is the tempo at which Texas A&M runs at. Last year they were running a play once every 22 seconds. It was the fastest tempo in the SEC, and Kyle Allen now in his second year, he's able to speed things up maybe even quicker.
Second down and 7. Quick flip to Kirk. He's across the 30-yard line.
third and short, third in this area. If I'm Kyle Allen, I'd still be thinking about Christian Kirk. Again, he's become their go-to guy. Only as a true freshman, critical down and distances. Oh, this area right here on the 30, inside the 30, this could be 4-down territory. If they don't get it here, you might see 2 running plays. Now that Trey Carson back in the game.
Throwing on 3rd down, complete. Ratley scores. Damian Ratley with Kyle Allen's 2nd touchdown pass. 29 yards. And now, folks, listen to this stat. Allen is 9 of 9 and 2 touchdowns.
So you're saying he's having a pretty good day. Not bad at all.
Bertolet makes it 14-3. Alive in College Station. Kevin Sumlin and the Aggies showing you that high-powered offense. And it's starting to rock here in East Texas. Brandon Holloway and Gabe Myles back deep from Mississippi State. Beautiful kickoff out of the end zone. It'll come out of the 25-yard line. Keeping it again. Out of bounds at the 1st down marker. Back-to-back 1st downs for the Bulldogs. Evans was over on the sideline, but Prescott, the runner, is carrying the load here. He's run for 29 yards and passed for 27. Looking down the middle. Almost a terrific grab at the 25-yard line, but Nick Harvey was there defensively at number 8, did the job for the Aggies. And the receiver is down. Joe Morrow, I believe. And it appears as though they're taking Morrow directly to the locker room. Second down and 10. Shumpert. He battles his way to about the 38-yard line. Now, certainly we've had these terrific looks overhead all night here from Kyle Field. That AT&T Skycam, that gives you a little bit of a different look, doesn't it, Jess?
Sure does. Gives you a look at the great scene here at Kyle Field.
Shumpert could not get the 1st down. This will bring up a 4th down. So John Chavis's defense stalled Mississippi State on an earlier drive, and they settled for a field goal. Dan Mullen this time is leaving his offense out on the field. It's 4th and 3. Open receiver, and they could not connect. Shumpert out of the backfield. Had he been able to catch that, he would have run for a 1st down easily.
Yeah, that's a throw that Dak Prescott has to make. He missed a similar throw to Shumpert on a 2-point play late in their loss against LSU down in the end zone. Just got to lay that one out in front, let him catch it, and if he does, he's turning up the sidelines. There was many more yards left out on the field.
And now Mullen's Mississippi State team goes back on defense. And he's hoping that Manny Diaz's defense can stop them. They haven't on the first 2 drives. And Allen keeping it again. And that's a strong first down. He can do a lot of things on this second down and short now.
You know what he needs to do, though, Brent? He needs to get down. A couple times now we've seen him on these runs, and he's in there banging around with linebackers and safeties. He is way too valuable. You got to know when the play is dead. Protect yourself as a quarterback.
They get off another play before the end of the quarter. Carson breaks free into daylight to the 35-yard line as the first quarter comes to an end. It was all Texas A&M. 2 touchdowns. Held Mississippi State to 1 field goal. And now they're marching again. It's an Aggie kind of night, at least so far. So Maria Taylor, Manny Diaz has to rally this defense for Mississippi State.
Yeah, and the knee-jerk reaction of the defense has been showing frustration after giving up 14 in the first quarter. But Deshae Townsend, the cornerbacks coach, also Tony Hughes, the safeties coach, talking to the secondary about eye discipline. That's been the stress down here on the sideline. And also trying to just calm the entire team down and saying, hey, that's just the first quarter. Now attack in the second.
So Allen has Carson as his running back, and Brandon Williams is out in a slot. Allen incomplete. Quick slant to Christian Kirk, the freshman that time.
That play looked like they may have had something. If that was just a more accurate throw, catchable ball. You see all the different ways that offensive coordinator Jake Spavital right now trying to get the young true freshman involved. We've seen him in the Wildcat. We've seen him in the slot. Here he comes again in motion.
Carson. That brings up their down.
This is an area where Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator, he likes to get exotic on 3rd down. He'll run different fronts. He brings blitzes. And oftentimes he can dial something up that he hasn't shown yet earlier in the year. Let's see right here if they can confuse Kyle Allen and get a guy free.
They go to the Wildcat look as they bring him in, and now they still have Allen. Allen takes the snap, but they run him out of the backfield, so they moved him back next to him to try to get him open as a receiver. No first down on the play, but that was a little bit of a different look.
Really good job by this defense, just playing big zone coverage, keeping the football in front, and they've got their eyes on Christian Kirk. You're going to see here, they got 2 defenders trying to cover him. They're able to make the stop and at least stop the bleeding. 14 points in the first quarter. And Texas A&M going to try a long field goal. Taylor Bertolet, he's kicked 3 field goals in his career of over 50 yards. He's got a heck of a leg.
This is a 55-yarder. Long enough, and it's good. Taylor Bertolet, a senior from Reading, Pennsylvania. A career-long field goal, and it makes it 17-3 Texas A&M.
This thing was good. Wait, maybe 60. I mean, that thing was a drill. Look at that. Impressive.
Well, an interesting update here on the SEC West. LSU struggling against Eastern Michigan. Only 17-14, and I know many of you are interested in Leonard Fournette. He has 60 yards and a touchdown so far. Tennessee leading Arkansas 17-14. That's midway through the second, and of course here, the Aggies have jumped all over Mississippi State. Bertolet after that 55-yard field goal. And Holloway will take a knee, and it'll come out on the 25. Brandon Holloway, the running back. Dak Prescott, and the Bulldogs need to finish a drive. Holloway going nowhere.
We're watching Myles Garrett make plays, and he has a chance to be the defensive player of the year. It's so hyped coming out of high school. The number 4 overall prospect. Everyone compared him to Jadeveon Clowney, and he delivered on that last year, setting an SEC record for freshmen in sacks. This is a guy that impacts the game like few others.
He was a right defensive end that time, and they got to the outside of him with Holloway.
And Brent, offensive coordinators just change their game plans when they have to play against him. He gets double teamed, triple teamed, they throw away from him. See right here, they're throwing a swing route. He's got the speed to adjust. Jadeveon and Clowney and Ndamukong Suh, the only two guys I've seen since I've been working at ESPN that impact the game the same way this young true sophomore does. He's special.
3rd and 6. Complete to Wilson. Wilson close to midfield with a first down, and that time young Garrett had his hands full.
And you see ways that Mississippi State are trying to help their left tackle, Rufus Warren. Work over here in the tight end. It's just a little chip block, just to help the left tackle against Myles Garrett before that tight end, Hutchinson, gets into his route. You got to be creative in helping out against number 15.
Deshaun Hall is the other defensive end. And that time running to daylight is Malik Deer. Deer, touchdown Mississippi State. Terrific run by number 22.
And what an answer by Mississippi State. It was all offense, first quarter by Texas A&M. After forcing a long field goal, Dak Prescott and this offense take the field, and they march right down with an explosive play by true freshman wide receiver Malik Deer.
He's from Jackson, Mississippi. Went to Murrah High School. As Graves adds the extra point. So you can take a look at Malik Deer here. Breaks to daylight. He looks more like a running back than a wide receiver, doesn't he, folks? Malik Deer played wide receiver, quarterback, and running back at high school in Jackson, Mississippi. And he's a story, folks, because the success of Dan Mullen allows him to successfully recruit 4- and 5-star athletes like Deer. And he has given Mississippi State a huge lift here tonight. Christian Kirk standing back in his end zone. Bell to kick it off. On the ground. Fielded by a short man who takes a knee at the 25. They kicked it away from Christian Kirk. Deep down the sideline, and he wanted Josh Reynolds, who's bumped. I don't think the pass was catchable anyway.
One thing I'm seeing also is more pressure right now for Mississippi State. They've had enough of Kyle Allen sitting back and just trying to get after him with 4 defensive linemen. Manny Diaz now digging into his bag of blitzes, and it's becoming a bit of a blitzathon. He's bringing guys from the boundary. He's bringing linebackers. That time he brought the cornerback. Trying not to allow Kyle Allen to be too comfortable back there.
Christian Kirk is off to the quarterback's left on 2nd down and 10. Looking in that direction, comes back to the sideline. Now the safety valve is White. So that showed you how Kyle Allen is maturing as a quarterback. Look to the left, nothing doing. Look back to the right, nothing doing, and used his check down receiver.
I think the game for him, Brent, is just slowing down in his second year. He reads coverages better. He gets through the progressions quicker. Football into the hands of a playmaker early, that usually spells good news.
And White battling, and he picked up the first down.
It's a good story getting James White back. He injured himself after the 2nd carry of the season against Arizona State. He provides a lot of depth. It was mostly Trey Carson for the last 3 games carrying the rock. But getting number 20 back in the lineup now gives Trey Carson a chance to keep fresh legs. It's good for this offense.
Here's Allen. Waiting for somebody to clear, and in the middle of the field, it's Kirk. Kirk gets the sideline. He's electric.
That's a great job of generalship by Kyle Allen directing traffic. He actually points Christian Kirk into a second window. Watch him coming from the right side of the screen on an in route. He's trying to sit down in his zone. He points. No, keep going straight. We got a better window there. Good experience.
32 yards. Allen fires. Complete, and he hits Reynolds. And Reynolds still going.
This is a big drive for Texas A&M. Remember, they received the ball to start the game. They would love to tack on some more points here. Milk this clock as much as they can. Take a 2-possession lead going into half.
Just like Mike Evans, the Aggies love to leave Reynolds alone at the bottom or the right side of the formation. Stack 3 up high. Allen looks back. Reynolds! Incomplete. It is so difficult for Calhoun or any of the defensive backs to cover Reynolds one-on-one because of that great size, 6'4", 195.
And just like Mike Evans in this area of the field, he was so dangerous in the red zone. Just Debo people and just basically dunk on him. Just jump over top. That time it was a perfectly thrown ball. He just couldn't get that right foot down in bounds.
36 seconds and a second down and goal. Middle's open. Did he get it? Just short because of Beniquez Brown with a jarring tackle on the quarterback.
Yeah, Beniquez Brown delivers a huge shot. Kyle Allen knows with the clock running down, he can't slide here. He's got to sell out. Try and get that in. Nice job by Beniquez Brown dissecting all the traffic in front. Getting a good solid tackle shoulder to shoulder. There's the right knee down right there. Way before the ball had come close to touching the goal line. Texas A&M forced to use a timeout. Yeah, you cringe every time you're Kevin Sumlin. You watch your star quarterback take shots like that.
3rd down and goal, 23 seconds. Kevin Sumlin with a timeout left. So he can run it, and he's got the touchdown. Trey Carson. The timeout in his pocket allowed him to call the run play in that situation. That shows you the advantage of coming down the stretch for your last play of a game or a half with at least one timeout. Bertolet makes it a 2-touchdown advantage for the Aggies. So many stories breaking around the SEC. Maria Taylor will also have an interview with Coach Mullen coming up on the Regions Bank halftime report.
Coach, we knew coming into this matchup that Texas A&M would look to challenge you through the air. How have you seen your defense respond to that challenge in the passing game?
Well, you know, I mean, we're not getting much pressure on the quarterback, and that was going to be a big deal for us. You didn't want to let him get comfortable back there, get into a rhythm, and we let him start off really getting into a rhythm early in this game, so we got to do a lot better job getting pressure on him in the second half.
Well, you mentioned a rhythm. How do you get your offense into a rhythm down 2 scores coming back in the second half?
We get the ball to start off right here. We got to stop dropping some of those passes right there. You know, I mean, first 2 drives, we have some critical errors right there where I think we stopped ourselves, and you know, we're not playing great. We got to play better as a team out here in every phase, whether it's, you know, we're shanking punts. We just got to relax, play a little better as a team.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And as we get ready to start the second half, Dan Mullen's Mississippi State Bulldogs find themselves behind Texas A&M 24-10. Kevin Sumlin with a 2-touchdown lead, and Jesse Palmer, he was very impressive.
Sure was. He's an impressive recruiter, too. You've seen a lot of these young players. Kyle Allen, our quarterback, Christian Kirk, a wide receiver, Myles Garrett at defensive end. All true sophomores are younger, and they're making all the plays for this young football team. But I think spinning forward for Mississippi State to get back in this game on offense, you've got to avoid 3rd and long. You cannot allow Myles Garrett and Day-Day Hall to pin their ears back on these passing situations, and defensively, they got to do a better job getting pressure on Kyle Allen.
All right, so here we go. Mississippi State getting ready on that far side, jumping around. Kevin Sumlin Brandon Holloway and Gabe Myles back deep for the Bulldogs. Returnable. A little bit of a knuckleball inside the 5-yard line, and they get no further than out to the 5, and that was great coverage by number 12, the famous number here. Sam Miller did it again. Remember, he did it on the opening kickoff. He was spectacular.
He's having himself a game here. 31st consecutive start as the 12th man. That's a school record. Just watch the hustle and the speed coming off the left side of the screen here. This combobulated return allows him to get downfield, shores up that tackle on Holloway. Look at Sam Miller having a night.
Holloway will start. Prescott in his own end zone. They're going to throw out of it, and it's complete to Wilson. And Wilson with the first play from scrimmage in the second half with a first down.
That is a good idea. Get Bear Wilson more involved. He was only targeted one time in the entire first half. He's one of your biggest playmakers on the perimeter of the field. 6'5", 215-pound freak show athlete. Let's get him some touches if you're Mississippi State.
Fred Brown down at the bottom of your screen. They stack two receivers off to the quarterback's right. And then they bring Holloway a nothing doing. Second down and long. Obioha, the defensive lineman, and on that stop, big number 95.
Mississippi State just has to have more success on these early downs. Their average third down tonight has been 3rd and 9. You can't be living in 3rd and long against this pass rush.
And it will be 3rd and long.
So see, again, we talked about whether it's incompletions on first down or guys getting stuffed. They're only 2 for 6 on third down, but this is the number right here. That is just way too long, with number 15 coming off one edge, number 10 coming off the other. You see here a tight end trying to help seal that side.
Mississippi State goes empty. Prescott juggled, got the first down, fumble, loose ball, battle for it. And I believe it was Justin Evans who fell on that football. I believe the Aggies have recovered it. We'll see after they unpile. Yeah. Wait for the signal. Doesn't matter.
Number 70. A penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
So here's the incredible thing, Brent. They double team Myles Garrett. They still don't block him, and left guard Justin Malone has to hold him to slow him down. Look at the left side right here. Look at 70, grabs his jersey. That gives Dak Prescott time to get rid of the football. Then there was great effort on the trail by Donovan Wilson punching that football out, and a huge turnover to start the second half by Texas A&M on defense.
First down and 10 for the Aggies on their own 46-yard line. Allen keeps it. Slick ball handling. 12 yards and a first down at the 41-yard line.
Just great wheels by Kyle Allen. He's basically able to outrun linebacker Beniquez Brown, who's got a shot. Right here, fake the ball, getting the second level, runs away from one guy. People don't respect his running ability. That's, I think, going to start changing the more this season goes on.
Three receivers to the right. Allen fires in underneath. And that is Reynolds again for another first down.
One thing young receivers can take away from Josh Reynolds is he does a great job coming back to the football. At the top of this route, watch him attack Kyle Allen. Comes back, high points the ball. That helps him create separation from the cornerback.
Now they'll give Allen 4 wide, 3 to the top, Reynolds to the bottom on the right side of the formation. And they'll run Carson. Beats one defender. goes out of bounds as he comes across the 20-yard line. Calhoun there defensively.
And he's starting to run through tackles. And one thing we got to keep an eye on, Brent, is the tempo of Texas A&M. They're on pace to run over 94 plays in this game. And how does that wear down this Mississippi State defense?
Carson now pounding, as you pointed out, short of the 10-yard line. It'll be third down.
Mississippi State defense, they've been on their heels a little bit. You see the numbers on the left. That's what they've been giving up already. Texas A&M has surpassed that. It's only the beginning of the third quarter.
First down and 10 from the 12. End zone, incomplete. Ratley the target. He has one touchdown catch. Shaken up a little bit on the play, but now he seems to be okay, but shaking that left arm.
There's Ratley. He's working the back of the end zone here on the deep post. He's got Will Redmond on the coverage, who stumbles out of his break. That's a ball that I think Ratley should have come up with.
Christian Kirk slotted to the left. Reynolds split out to the right. Carson pounds to the 5-yard line. Third down coming up now.
This is an area, again, Mississippi State has been so good all year. They were the best red zone defense in the SEC, not allowing touchdowns. But the way I'm running it right now, if I'm Kevin Sumlin of Texas A&M, I'd keep it up. I'd hand this off to number 5.
And he's hit in the backfield. Somebody else thought they were going to hand it off to number 5, and that is A.J. Jefferson.
And he's a guy that just makes plays on this defense. Entered the game with 7.5 tackles for loss, which is 8th best in the nation. He's over here. Just watch him slant down. Nobody blocking him. He just splits it. I think if you're Kyle Allen, if there was a choice to keep that football, you've got to go ahead and do that.
This will be from the right hash for Bertolet. McQueen the holder. 24-yarder. And it's a 17-point lead. A little more breathing room when you go out by 17. It's 27-10 Aggies. Myles Garrett is certainly one of the main reasons why Texas A&M is going to move up in everyone's estimation in the SEC West. Arkansas, meanwhile, has gone back ahead of Tennessee. Speaking of the West, and the Aggies took care of Arkansas in overtime a week ago. Here tonight, they lead Mississippi State 27-10. And in 2 weeks, the Aggies meet up with Alabama right here. On the run and out of bounds. That was Holloway. And Maria, this is some young defensive end that they've got.
Yeah, Myles Garrett, Brenton, in year 2, he has learned so much about his position. But not only that, I spent some time with him in the weight room on Friday, and I was told that the difference between Myles Garrett and plenty of other defensive ends is his flexibility and strength in his core. That means he can power through a move and never lose any of his strength. In fact, they call him a cat because some of the reflexes and things that he can do because of that strength and that flexibility. And also, he comes from a very long bloodline of an All-American track running mom. His sister was a 2014 NCAA champion, and his brother a professional basketball player, guys.
Good genes. Play action. Middle. Overthrew the target. Second down. And that was Lee's first carry from Hattiesburg.
At some point, Rufus Warren at left tackle is just going to have to block Myles Garrett at some point. Dan Mullen can't keep moving the pocket. He can't keep throwing screens on 3rd and 10. So number 77 for Mississippi State, he's a converted tight end, played right tackle last year. Pass blocking is supposed to be his forte. I know Myles Garrett is Superman, but on one of these 3rd downs, he just has to win his one-on-one matchup.
Garrett ready to tee off on 3rd and 10. Swims past, And Dak eluded him, tosses it forward, and that'll be an incomplete pass. You know, Prescott was looking at number 15 right in the corner of his eye, and when he saw him muscle past, he just took off inside.
And look, Brent, how quick his first step is. Watch him just explode off the ball. I mean, he gives him that little hesitation, those long strides and athleticism. Force Prescott to step up. Even when he's not making the tackle or the sack, he's making the play.
Kirk awaits the punt. Fair catch at the 31-yard line. First down and 10. Trey Carson, he's the running back. Final minute of the third quarter. Allen has had a fabulous ball game. That one's too low for Reynolds to wrap up. You wonder when Kevin Sumlin will give us a little bit of a look. He has a freshman quarterback by the name of Kyler Murray, who I believe has played in each game for him, and he's from Allen, Texas. His daddy was a good one, and Kyler's also going to play baseball here at Texas A&M. And I dare say if this score holds up, we'll get to take a little look at the young man in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
No penalty.
Yeah. It looks to me like that might have been defensive holding at least on Richie Brown, middle linebacker who was trailing Sabian Holmes in the slot. Richie Brown, you mentioned, Brent, had 3 picks in this game last year. He's really good in coverage, but I thought he was a little bit too good on this play. See, he's got to run with him, kind of reaches out with that hand, and he was grabbing him with both arms right in front of the referee. I'm surprised that didn't get called.
Third down and 10.
Manny Diaz said he wanted more pass rush. Let's see if they can get it here.
Allen got trouble on the backside. And now there's a penalty flag.
Holding. Offense, number 74. That penalty will be declined. 4th down.
It was a Fetty. And they will, of course, because of the sack on the quarterback, this will bring up a punting situation for the Aggies.
So there's pass rush, and with only 3 guys. They were trying to keep a lot of guys in coverage, trying to keep the football in front of them on a critical 3rd down. I'll tell you, this defense has done their job the last 2 series now, and they're playing shutout football, with the exception of a field goal here in the second half. They've been pretty good.
Fred Ross awaits this punt. Eludes that first tackler, and it's a low punt. He could get a return here, but the coverage team following the gunner down the field makes the stop. Let's check in down below with Maria Taylor.
There are a lot of offensive injuries for Mississippi State right now. Malik Deer, the guy with the lone touchdown for the Bulldogs, is struggling with cramps on the sideline. He's been trying to stay warm, staying on the bike. Also, Joe Morrow, the wide receiver, struggling with a shoulder injury. I've seen ice on it, but they say that he's cleared to play, and Gabe Myles has not returned since going into the locker room with a lower leg injury.
Well, Malik Deer has stepped out onto the field right now, and he's off to the right side in that stack. Prescott fires it out, and a short gain on that first down by Fred Ross as we head to break. So they'll flip the field, and when you come back, it'll be the money quarter. Texas A&M leading Mississippi State 27-10. Welcome to Shake Up Saturday in the SEC. Texas A&M dominating Mississippi State. Meanwhile, in the swamp, 38-3, Florida leads Ole Miss. That one is hard to believe. Second down and 12. Prescott moves the pocket, fires complete for a first down to Ross.
You can see the talent that Dak Prescott has. Remember, he's a guy that really considered going into the NFL draft last year. At the end of the year, reports were that he got a 2nd-round grade, as high as a 2nd-round grade to leave, but he wanted to come back because he didn't like the way the team finished a year ago, losing 3 of their last 4 games. A little unfinished business, but you can see when he's got time, he's got a lot of natural talent.
Holloway, the running back from Mississippi State. Got an open man, deflected. Pass was deflected. He had the open target.
Guess who? Myles
Number
Garrett.
15.
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's just, you know, and it's not, you can't make it up. I mean, he just happens to be in the play almost every single play. He's not going to get home to Dak Prescott.
There's that athletic ability. Maria Taylor talked about his vertical leap.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's mad he didn't catch it. I mean, that was thrown from 7 yards away from him.
Second down and 10. Pass is complete out to the right, and Deere. So Deere, who had that long touchdown run, makes another nice run after the catch. Looks like he's got a good future.
Good news right now for Dak Prescott, because Myles Garrett coming off the field. Here's a situation, if you're Dan Mullen now, Day Hall, Myles Garrett taking a breather. This might be a chance for you to play action, take a deep drop, try and take a shot down the field, because you might finally have time.
Prescott, first down across the 30-yard line. Stop made by Ellis.
Just got to take advantage of this if you're Mississippi State now. These precious snaps without A&M's best defender on the field. Got to make it count.
Pump fake. End zone. Jump ball. Incomplete. Great coverage back there by Brandon Williams again. He was up on Freddie Brown as they went for the ball in the back of the end zone.
There was a lot of time for Dak Prescott to survey the field and find the matchup he wanted. And of course, right at the top of the screen, go against the converted cornerback. Fred Brown has been their best deep threat all year. He's caught some of these go routes. Time there, good coverage by Brandon Williams. Fred Brown couldn't come up with that in the back of the end zone.
That was great athletic ability by Brandon Williams. Not only did he keep track of the football, but he knew where the receiver was. Quick flip out the outside, and Fred Ross makes the Aggies pay. That was a beautiful play.
Beautiful play, and good blocking downfield by the receivers out in front of Fred Ross. In order for these plays to work, you need some help.
Quick pitch on that bubble screen. They go back to Ross. Quick strike here would put Mississippi State right in the thick of things. That draw them back to within 10.
This is an area of the field they like to run you Wilson at his size at 6'5". He's got a one-on-one matchup somewhere. Right up here in the slot, you can let him go climb the ladder.
Quarterback keeps it all the way. Still battling. Gets to the 5-yard line. Close to a first down, I might add. This is going to be third down and short.
And that means it's Dak Prescott time. In these situations, it's all about the 6'2", 230-pound quarterback. He's already carried the football more tonight than he has all year.
This is third down and 2 now. The backfield is empty. Prescott, as you said, touchdown, Bulldogs.
Tremendous effort by Dak Prescott on that play. A nice job pulling by the left guard, Justin Malone. That's a huge score Mississippi State needed, but this is what they did not need. Their starting left tackle hobbling off the field.
Weston Graves adds the extra point, and it's back to within 10. So, Jesse, as you predicted down here, it was Dak Prescott time, and he went in behind Jamal Claiborne in the middle of his offensive line. And they're back to within 10 with 12:24 remaining. The beautiful remodeled home of the Texas A&M Aggies. Kirk is back deep. The lead is 10. He'll take a knee. Kyle Allen looking for 300 as they go empty, and they give him Kirk. Speaking of him, coming around. That freshman, he he's got some juice, doesn't he?
He just has a different gear to him. There's something about him when he has the football in his hands. Guys can't tackle him. And a lot of it's God-given speed, but a lot of it's just vision and ability. There aren't very many true freshmen that come in and impact an offense and impact a team the way that Christian Kirk has earlier this year.
Allen rolls the pocket to the right, eludes trouble, and fires incomplete, and now it'll be third down and short. Good time to take dead aim downfield when you're sitting on second and short like this.
But they've done a better job, Mississippi State has, with pressure here in the second half. Ryan Brown, number 48, the guy that's going to bring, he's coming all the way out here as Kyle Allen rolls out. And this defense has done its job, Brent. They've only allowed one field goal the entire second half. They're giving their team an opportunity to get back in this game and win it.
There's the first down with Carson. Speaking of winning, Arkansas 24, Tennessee 20.
Wow.
Final from Nashville.
It's a big win that Brett Bielema and that football team needed.
It's a big loss for Tennessee. Carson's a running back. But there's another part of that story, and it involves Kyle Allen. Both of them are from the Scottsdale, Arizona area, and they knew each other. They played against each other in certain youth leagues over there. And Kyle Allen certainly put in a good word for Texas A&M when Christian was considering schools, and he insisted to the coaches that Christian Kirk become his roommate here. And they are going to be some combination for a long time to come right here in College Station. Ratley the target.
Watching these last couple drives, Brent, for Texas A&M, Kyle Allen's really been in a bit of a funk, out of rhythm. When he's missing by a lot. Some of these throws have been overthrown, and sometimes it looks like there's confusion between the receiver and he. Kyle Allen's now got to kind of button it up, because while this game may feel like it's gotten away, it's still only a 10-point contest.
Here's third and long. Allen fires up bullet for a first down. Josh Reynolds.
It's a good read by Kyle Allen. And when Josh Reynolds, look at the top of the screen, look at all the cushion he has on third and long. He's just able to kind of find that soft spot in the zone over the middle of the field.
Allen, end zone, touchdown, incomplete, he dropped it. That was Kirk. One of the rare errors that you'll see this young man make.
He was running in traffic over the middle of the field. He had a safety Coleman bearing down on him, and you're right, he's been living in the middle of the field early in his career at Texas A&M. He's going to be coming from the left side of the screen on a deep crossing route. It's a good throw by Allen. See 11 Coleman coming in. He actually broke that up. Ball's in the body, and just a good job making contact by Coleman, forcing the incompletion.
Second down. There's that pitch on that option look to the running back, and Carson makes his way down around the 15-yard line. Brown.
Got to hold him to a field goal here if you're Mississippi State. Keep it a two-possession game. A touchdown makes it 3. Right around 6 minutes to go. It can't happen. So this is the most critical play of the game right now for this Bulldog defense.
Allen in a foot race, lobs it high. It was caught but short of it. That was Smith, number 47. He's mainly a blocker, but that time was a safety valve. Allen got it to him, but here comes the field goal unit.
Yeah, it's a really great job on the catcher. You see, it's kind of in no man's land. He's coming back trying to help block. Puts that big left paw up there. Just couldn't get enough for the first. Swan trots Taylor Bertolet. Mississippi or Texas A&M letting the clock bleed down as much as they can. About 15 seconds left on the play clock. Take your time. You don't want to give Dak Prescott too much time to come back in this thing.
30-yard field goal is good. 30-17. Mississippi State now must hurry up the next time they touch the ball. Fielded on the 3-yard line by Freddie Brown. Brown in to return that kick. Gets it out around the 20-yard line. And so just a huge day in the conference. What really jumped off that page for you?
Two of those games. I think for one, I think Florida's for real. I think you and I had seen them a couple times, and we know that defense is good with their secondary and their front. But offensively, Will Greer now, quarterback, is playing at a very high level, and they look very impressive. I think Alabama's win on the road at Georgia was something to watch out for. I don't think they like being the underdog for the first time since 2009. I think they proved if Jacob Coker just plays good, he doesn't have to be an All-American. If he plays good, they don't turn the ball over, they're still potentially a playoff team.
Dak Prescott, he hit Malik Deer, and man, that was a deer in the headlights.
That was Donovan Wilson.
Baby.
Yeah.
Donovan Wilson.
Take a look at this again here. This is a shot.
Second down. And Prescott run down by Hall. Number 10, the other defensive end, and he's pretty good himself.
Yeah, he is. He introduced himself on the scene with 4 sacks against Arizona State in week 1. Now here you go, 3rd down. Again, you got to find time for Dak Prescott somehow. No help for the backup left tackle again, number 74, Jenkins.
4:10 to go, and you would think they're going to go for it right here. Hilliard and Washington in on the stop.
You know, I like the play call. I like that same play call again. I think in this situation, Dak Prescott, your best short yardage back, spread the field, go empty. Probably think about running it to the right, away from the backup left tackle and Myles Garrett. I think this defense might expect that. They may decide to slant their line that way, but I'd be expecting 15 to carry the ball.
Prescott, incomplete. Aggies take over. Victory's at hand.
Great coverage by the converted running back and Oklahoma transfer, Brandon Williams. He's the guy that gets tested by opposing offenses every week because they want to see what his cover skills are like. He's come up very big tonight for defensive coordinator John Chavis and the Aggies on defense. It's just been that kind of night for Dak Prescott. Hasn't had a ton of time. This time he did. The double team on the left side takes care of Myles Garrett. He's trying to get this football thrown over the middle of the field just a little bit high, but the coverage was just too good. Tell you what, there's no doubt about it. Texas A&M way, way improved on the defensive side of the ball this year.
Trey Allen kept it. Beautiful fake to Carson. Richie Brown makes the tackle at the 20-yard line. Mississippi State with a pair of timeouts.
Kyle Allen's looked good tonight, running and throwing. Got to give his offensive coordinator, Jake Spavital, I think a lot of credit. He's one of the best air raid quarterback coaches in the country. Guy coached Case Keenum at Houston, Brandon Whedon, Oklahoma State, Geno Smith, West Virginia, Johnny Football here at Texas A&M. He's doing a really good job with Kyle Allen. He looks so much better here in year 2.
Carson.
I think, you know, I've been impressed with the way Texas A&M has run the football tonight. I think that's going to be a big question mark for them moving forward. When they play against teams like Alabama and Ole Miss and LSU, are they going to be able to have the same kind of balance? Already over 180 rushing yards. They do it a lot of different ways with Trey Carson, with Kyle Allen, Christian Kirk. If they're going to win the SEC West, they got to continue to have that kind of balance in those big games against those big physical defenses.
Carson with 100 yards here tonight. Adding to it. The Aggies knocking on the door again. They will jump into a first-place tie in the SEC West.
This is a huge win for them because their schedule, I think, Brent, really sets up great. 9 games played in the state of Texas. They only have 3 true road games. Now, 2 of those are at Ole Miss and LSU, but they've got a bye week before playing Alabama coming up. Remember, they lost 59-0 in that game last year. Their crossover games against these opponents are against Vanderbilt and South Carolina, 2 teams that have really struggled in the East. So if you're Kevin Sumlin, this was a big win to get. You just keep chugging forward.
Kevin Sumlin made several great moves in the offseason, but I want to point out the 2 coaches that he brought over here to his staff. John Chavis is one of the best defensive coordinators that we've seen around the SEC for decades. He has him upstairs, and here is a true veteran. Tennessee, LSU, and now at Texas A&M, and this is a vastly improved defense. Dave Christensen, once the head coach at Wyoming, went to Utah, and now he's come down to help with the offensive line, the big fellas that open those holes for Spavital's backs. And those were 2 fabulous hires. Here is Carson to the 5. The Aggies ready to celebrate. LSU and Texas A&M alone unbeaten at the top of the West. Both at 2-0. Ole Miss goes to 2-1. Alabama to 1-1. And Mississippi State slips to 1-2. Kevin Sumlin down below with Maria Taylor. Let's go to Maria.
Coach, your defense forced some turnovers and also got a huge 4th down stop. What is the identity that they're trying to create early in the season for you?
Well, you know, number one, we want to win. And, you know, we closed out the game the way we needed to. Our defense hung in there, created some turnovers. You know, we didn't really capitalize the way I wanted to, the way we wanted to offensively, but we scored enough points to win. You know, if our defense keeps playing, getting a little bit better, that's what we needed to do to get to the bye week, where we are.
Let's talk about your offense and your quarterback, Kyle Allen, who was coming off of a career day against Arkansas. What impressed you most about his play here?
Well, you know, we dropped a few balls today, you know, for uncharacteristic of us, a couple touchdowns. You know, Christian, it's hard to get mad at him, and Ratley had 1, so we dropped 2 touchdowns. You know, we got to be a little bit sharper. We're down a guy. Ricky got thrown out of the game. Speedy's not playing. We'll get to the bye week, get everybody healthy for Alabama. We got a lot of positives to coach off of.
Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
So that's going to do it from College Station. Lots of big stories around the league, but the Aggies stay unbeaten, and they are now tied for first in the SEC West. So let's send you to the studio. Here's Dari Noka and all the guys. Take it away, Dari.